Alrighty, we should be live now. How's it going, everyone? My name is Mitchell Mander, and welcome to my live stream. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Horizons, episode 83, live with the viewers. Amethio's Resolve. Getting some backstory with Amethio, along with a little bit more information on what's going on within the Explorers. Yeah, it's quite a bit to talk about here, so yeah. Anyways, I always kind of have to do this at the beginning just so that everybody that's new shows up, kind of gets an understanding of what's going on here. So pretty much what we do here is I give it about 5 minutes for people to show up, and then I give my summary. I give it like 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. Then I give my summary of the episode, my thoughts on the episode, assign a rating to the episode, and then I hand it over to the chat, and then ask them their thoughts on the episode. I usually read off the chat for a while too, so so that's typically what we do here. Just chill and just talk about Pokemon Horizons, and after a while we just talk about whatever. Upcoming episodes as well. Another thing to mention is that the music here in the background comes from a separate stream, the Video Game Study Lounge by Game Chops. Basically, it is lo-fi remixes of video game music along with some originals there and here and there. Pretty cool. Just check it out. I like to listen to it when I'm reading, studying, working out. I'm at work. I need something to distract me from the workday. Cool stuff. Check it out. Link in the description. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's see who's all here. We have Sharon and PokeFan so far. What's up, guys? They'll be here for episode 85-86 discussion. I mean, I need a summary for those two episodes, though. To my knowledge, they don't have one yet. Little Amethio and his mom. Yep, more on that in a minute. Cerulege as a char cadet. What do you think happened to his mom? That literally says in the episode she died in a car accident. Forget Amethio having Cerulege since the char cadet so hard. Called this since way back. That it looks like you predicted that accurately. I was hoping for a backstory with Amethio. We got a little bit in this episode, so yeah. Quite a bit to talk about here, because it seems like that Spinel video I made the other day, I might actually be onto something from that video too, because I get a feeling that yeah, something major is going to happen in Rikua. Not to mention, I don't know if you guys noticed that the OP changed. And I feel like it kind of implies that something bad's going to happen. Some people are like, oh my gosh, is this the end of Pokemon Horizons? No. They clearly have been setting up Spinel's betrayal for a while, so that's where we're going. Also, we got 6 people in here. What's up, y'all? Remember to vote in the poll. And also hit the like button. Helps the channel out. Brings it to more people out there in the YouTubes. So, yeah. If you could do that, I'd appreciate it. We saw 2 Surfetch being guard, yep. I think something bad will happen to Terapagos. It's possible. It gets sealed there or something. Who's Amethio's father? You don't know that? That's the president of Exceed. Or Gibeon's son-in-law. People on the server, have been saying Terapagos returns to its shell once more. Someone noticed that it looked like it went back to its pendant state. So I'm wondering if that could be something that is a possibility. Alright, I'll give it another minute, and then I'm going to start summarizing the episode. This one's kind of a heavy one, because there's quite a bit going on here. Because this episode clearly is setting up what's to come here soon. Maybe Tropical has its energy drain and it goes back to its dormant state. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe it gets too much Requiem and it's too much for it to handle, and then now we need to kind of figure out how to get it back, and that's maybe what leads us to go to Blueberry Academy. Where you go there to kind of do some research on it. Briar actually takes us there or something. I don't know. Just some preliminary thoughts before we head into the finale of the Rayquaza Rising arc. Okay, before I delay any further, I'm going to go ahead and give my summary of the episode, so I'll stop there with the chat. I'll get back to the chat once I am done summarizing the episode. So, anyways, episode 83 of Pokemon Horizons. This is an Amethio focus episode, which is a good thing because I've been waiting for an Amethio focus episode for a while. The episode starts off with Amethio, Konia, and Zerk sneaking into the Exceed building to go into Spinel's lab to figure out what he's up to. They learn a little bit what's going on. One thing that's kind of interesting is that the Requiem test that he used on Umbreon, it seems like that's a beta. I wonder, and so that clearly was something that was just meant to be small. So clearly, Spinel has a plan for something grander. Anyways, they get caught and they get locked in a warehouse. Meanwhile, Liko and the others, obviously, they're not the main focus of the episode, but they make their appearances here and there. They're talking about the Requiem, and I like the little discussion about cells at the beginning, which I thought that was kind of neat. And kind of how they came to the conclusion that Requiem is making, the cells expand faster than they should. That's why, a lot of plant life is dying. And it's causing effects in, human and Pokemon. So, I thought that was kind of neat. And I like the fact that Liko, Roy, and Dot are not scared. Kind of shows that they've come a long way. But, anyways, going to the main meat of the episode, Amethio, Konia, and Zerk are actually locked up in that warehouse, and Hammer ends up bailing them out, getting their Pokeballs back. One thing that's kind of interesting is Amethio comes to the conclusion that, it's not actually he doesn't think his father knew that, they were sneaking in and they got in trouble. He's probably unaware because those were Spinel's goons. They're part of his squad, so obviously they covered it up. But anyways, Hamber ends up taking them to what seems to be Gibeon. I'm just gonna call it Gibeon's mansion or something like that, or the family estate. I mean, I guess considering Gibeon founded Exceed and his stepson is the president. Yeah, Amethio's loaded. I like how they have two Surfetch guards. I thought that was kind of neat. But anyways, we do see a portrait of Amethio's mother, but it turns out that she passed away when he was a child, apparently in a car accident. So that's sad, but Amethio doesn't cry. He's just like, no condolences. I was too young to even remember it. Hammer stepped in as my as my parent. So yeah, Hammer's been taking care of Amethio the whole time. So that's kind of a neat detail. But anyways, we learned, I guess, things from Gibeon's perspective. Basically, he basically instructed Hamber in basically everything Requiem, but from his lens, because the way he frames it, we were such great friends, me and Lucius, but then he betrayed me, and he tried to shut off the Requiem for him, shut him off from the Requiem. He just doesn't understand how great the Requiem is. I was heartbroken. I escaped from Rikua with a small amount of Requiem, and I found it Exceed. Wah, wah, wah. Amethio learns that Lucius and Bristol are Liko's ancestors, so He kind of had a feeling about that, though. Another thing that's interesting is that Hamber mentions that Zygarde even turned on Gibeon. And it turns out its cells have scattered. So, obviously it's in its dog form now, but apparently one of the cells is actually taking a liking to a Hamber, which I thought was interesting. I like how they kind of talked about cells, and like Zygarde cells is kind of related to, so I wonder if that's going to imply something with Zygarde later on. I don't know, I kind of like how the two are kind of aligned there. It's kind of a neat detail. I'm trying to remember if I got everything. If I leave out anything, feel free to, jump in and say something in chat. Because there's a lot going on here. Oh, this one's important. So, yeah, Hamber trained Amethio himself. And it turns out that the others, Onyx, Songo, Agate, were also trained under Hamber. However, Spinel's a different case. Spinel was a researcher at Exceed, and he's just working in tandem with Gibeon. So he pretty much, essentially, he got the role in the Explorers just because, like, he was a high-up, like, scientist in the company. So, yeah, of course, like, you know how in, like, the games, like, the scientists are, like, side with, like, the rockets or whatever, you have the evil scientists. Yep, Spinel kind of fits that role. Just has a unique design. But, anyways, I find that that to be interesting, and I like the fact that they all suspect that Spinel is going to betray Gibeon at some point, and it's pretty clear that he wants to take the Requiem for himself. So, seems like my theory about that is my theory might be coming true on that. I theorized that in my Spinel video that he's probably gonna, while they're all battling out, he's gonna steal the Requiem for himself and make off with it. Or just use it on them, That might be why Captain Pikachu gets affected. I might have just predicted this, maybe. Maybe not, who knows. But I like the part in the episode where Spinel and Agate are talking to Gibeon. And he talks about how, like, oh, you need to live another 100 years. No, 200 years. No, you need to live forever. The world needs to understand your greatness. And I'll help you achieve that. Sure, buddy. We also got confirmation that the whole eternal blessing thing, it's pretty clear that it's like causing someone to like not age or age very slowly, because Gibeon still looks like he's not like he looks a bit old. He looks aged a bit, but he clearly is aging a lot slower than he should be. So, so they've kind of realized. I like how the Rising Voltaclers kind of realize that, because they're like, wow, yeah. This can't be like a different Gibeon then, because clearly he's over 100 years old, but he's still alive. So I thought that was kind of neat that they all kind of realized that. But Amethio's resolve is literally to save his grandfather, because the whole thing is he thinks his grandfather is going to be betrayed by Spinel. It's not him coming over to the good side yet, because he's still kind of on the whole like, oh well, Lucius betrayed my grandfather, so I'm on his side. So more than likely he's going to be working with Liko, Roy, and Dot just to like calm his grandfather down or something. So that does make me wonder if what I thought in my Spinel video might come true, where like after this arc ends, we might see a split in the Explorers where we have, Spinel's version of the Explorers and Agate goes with him or something like that. And then Amethio might, have his side of the Explorers where he basically takes on his grandfather's legacy, implying that Gibeon is going to bite it after this arc, which he might very well. So, anyways, but as for the Rising Voltaclers, they arrive in a village down the mountain, seemingly from where Rakua is, in the direction of. And Orla scolds them, scolds them and says, like, yeah, we can't go up there or else with this altitude, the ship will just explode. So, yeah, we can't do that. So, yeah, that's pretty much where the episode wraps up. Anyways, as for this episode, I thought it was a really good episode for, like, For an episode that's clearly a calm before the storm, and it's more of a kind of a lore dump episode, and kind of just learning more about Amethio and kind of what he wants to do, I thought it was a pretty solid episode. For me, it's like an 8, maybe like 9, something like that. To me, I think that this was a very solid episode. We learned a lot about Amethio. I've been wanting like an Amethio like backstory. We only got a little bit of it, but like I thought it was pretty good in this episode. He got a little bit more character in this episode. We got to see Kid Amethio. We learned about his mother's tragic passing. You know, his father is, you know, Gibeon's son-in-law. So, and it's clear that he's like ignorant to like the stuff that's going on. Like Seed was founded specifically for like Requiem research and stuff like that, but that's kind of under the guise of like, you know, other stuff going on in the company, because Freed wasn't aware of it either when he worked there. So yeah, I like it. And Zerk and Konya, I feel like they might have a little bit more relevance coming up here. They were definitely more relevant in this episode than I think ever before. So that's cool. Maybe they'll, you know, do something in the future. But I'm kind of very interested to see where we're going from here. I think next week's episode is going to be a very much chill episode, nothing too serious. But the episodes following that are going to be like crazy. So yeah, we're going to get some crazy stuff coming up here. So for me, this episode is maybe like an 8.5 or 9. So I like this episode a lot. It was definitely a necessary episode for Amethio, for the story, and obviously we got the confirmation officially set, you know, out there that Spinel is intending on betraying Gibeon. Hamber was onto them for a little bit too. We knew that since like episode 67, I believe, since Hamber was questioning them. So yeah, I liked it. So what do you guys think? Anyways, I'm gonna get caught back up on the chat. I might have to run to the restroom really quickly here. Actually, before we go any further, I'm going to head to the restroom really quickly. You guys keep piling up stuff in the chat, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Where was I? Alright, time to get caught up in chat, because I've been going on my whole thing for a little bit here. Okay, so the last I left off was at the dormant form. Have you seen the new Meowth Garden merch that implies Florgato is evolving? No, I haven't. Do you have like... Do you have a link to it or something? That's another thing I was saying the other day, that when I mentioned Spinel might overload Trapagos with Requiem. It's possible. I would say is the mastermind behind the Dark Explorers. Dark Explorers. Hamber could screw Gibeon over so bad if he keeps that one cell, even with 99 of them, it can't transform into 100%. That is true. Starting to think Spinel is getting secret orders from Gibeon this episode, heavily. Implied that a little bit. Well, he's kind of trusting Spinel a little bit too much. We also know that Spinel basically got his role in the Explorers because of, you know, his role in Exceed. He's a researcher there, and probably came with some come up with some breakthroughs with Requiem. But yeah. Yeah, something important to mention. Hamber said Gibeon died in Requiem, but was revived by Requiem, so it can bring the back. Did it say that? Because I was going to say that I don't recall the sub saying that. It said it somehow survived. Maybe I read into it wrong. I mean, technically, he probably should have died anyways. He kind of fell. Probably fell off like into that crevice in the earth, and who knows how far he fell. But he managed to just cry because he was heartbroken. His best friend betrayed him, so he had to scramble some Requiem and he left. Minus people turning into zombies. Requiem can bring back people from the dead. The merch as the same Meowscarada merch from a while ago. From a while ago. I'm kind of looking more so for some more recent stuff, I guess. Like if we get like maybe either a magazine scan or some recent merch or something like that, I feel like that would point towards it happening soon. With it in Cerulege, Spinel betrays Gibeon and wants the Requiem for himself. Yeah, we already know what happens when, one gets influenced by Requiem. I gotta ask, how is Lucius not showing any signs of being, affected by it? Or maybe he is, he's been around it for 100 years, so, he's used to it now. But he can't leave Requiem, because if he doesn't have that Requiem, he's just gonna, cease to exist. I don't know. Then again, Gibeon has had Requiem and, small drips since then, and is still alive, so who knows. But it does seem like his body's weakened, so he can't really do much. So maybe he physically doesn't look like he's old, but maybe he really does feel like he's that old. Who knows? I think Gibeon Zygarde ends up leaving him and maybe joins with Hamber. I guess we'll see it. He is using it in the battle and against the kids, seemingly. You think Spinel ends up dying by being trapped in Requiem and something bad happens to him there? Okay, so I think that what's gonna happen is I think that he ain't gonna be dying anytime soon. It doesn't really. I don't feel like that would make a whole lot of sense for us to get rid of Spinel now that they kind of set him up for betraying Gibeon. He's more than likely going to be the big bad of the series moving forward, since we now have concrete proof that the dude wants to betray him. So I don't know how things are going to end with Spinel, though. There's that one person that keeps showing up in my videos or my posts that keeps saying that Spinel and Agate are going to die in Area Zero, which I'm not sure if we're going back to Area Zero or not. It's kind of hard to say. I feel we'd have to go back there for a specific reason. Only if there's a second Terrapagos or something, I don't know. But, yeah. I might make a video about, things going wrong in Requiem or something like that. Because, the opening, the new opening scenes kind of imply that something major is going to happen here. We thought all along, we're going to Requiem, and that's where, all the Pokemon are just going to hang out at, and that will be it. But I do think that something else is going to happen beyond here, so. I mean, Horizons is going to be over 100 episodes, so it can't end here. People would be absolutely furious if that happened because everywhere on Discord people want Amethio to get Zygarde. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with if Gibeon, he finally bites it. Zygarde goes over to Amethio. I could see that happening. Spinel dying at least at the end. I can absolutely see. Been saying this for a while. Yeah, I just wonder what his goal is though. When it comes time, it's clear. Seems like my predictions might actually come true. That he betrays Gibeon and Rikua and takes the Requiem for himself. So the question beyond that is what's his plan? Does he use it on himself? Does he use it to just take over the world? It's kind of hard to say, but I'm kind of curious to see what Spinel's plans are for the future. Regis, what's up? I like this episode 83. Yeah, me too. It was a good one. Need to push this back. Do you think Konya and Zerg and Hamber will also join the kids to stop Spinel? I don't think Hamber will. I mean, I guess I don't know. It seems like it's just Amethio, Konya, and Zerg. It seems like they're the only ones that are going to participate in here, but who knows? Since Zygarde's going to be at 50% at least, hey. At least it's going back to that form. I don't know, though. But Konya and Zerg, they're not really particularly strong. They lost to I was gonna say at this point, Liko and Roy could easily deal with them. But yeah, a lot of people were saying Amethio's he's joining the Rising Volt Tacklers and stuff, and I don't see that quite happening unless something something shifts here, because I get the feeling that we're gonna just have two sides of the Explorers just warring with one another. Spinel's side of the Explorers and then Amethio's Explorers. That's kind of what I think is the direction we're heading. Not really certain if that's going to be the case, but Amethio obviously believes his grandfather's vision. And believes that, Lucius is the bad guy here. Whereas the truth is, Gibeon's the real bad guy. But then again, he basically says, well, the world's going to be destroyed. Well, so be it. So I guess maybe Amethio realizes that what his grandfather wants is too reckless, and he wants to stop him. So that's why he joins up with Liko and the others to try and, calm his grandfather down or something. Who knows? But, I don't see them, linking up. I don't know. I feel like it's... I don't know. I just don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like the series is going to end with obviously Amethio, Konya, and Zerg being redeemed. And they're going to probably realize that, Requiem is a danger. And I feel like Amethio's resolve beyond this arc is going to be to just stop Requiem. Stop it from spreading. He's going to probably realize that that's a danger to society. And instead of, trying to, harvest it and then use it on, people or Pokemon, he's gonna just either stop it or try to destroy it or something. Who knows, though? Like I said, this is all speculation for now until we get more information and whatever the next arc is gonna be of the series. Anyways, back to the chat. Spinel maybe injects Requiem into himself and gets immense power from it. Well, I don't know if it's going to he's going to just become super powerful. Obviously, it didn't make Gibeon super strong. It just caused him to kind of lose his mind. It might make him kind of go a little bit deranged, though. Coins are weak battlers, yeah. My birthday is before Pokemon Day. Nice! Happy early birthday, dude. Manami, how's it going? Welcome in. Why am I having a feeling that Horizons will take a slightly darker tone post Raku arc? I am having a feeling things would get very, very wrong there and will leave scars on our heroes. Yeah, I think the opening kind of implies something is going to happen. Whether, Terapagos goes back into its pendant form, Spinel, betrays Gibeon, and this could be the end of Gibeon here, which I suspect that there's a high chance that might be the case. And, we gotta stop Spinel now, because now he's got all this Recurium, and he could literally go and be like, well, I'm gonna conduct an experiment. Let's just, take all this Recurium and just drop it in the Johto and see what happens. Yeah, it sounds like a disaster in that, in the making. That could be where we're heading. I just want to know what Spinel wants from all this. Was it world domination? Is it just like he just wants to experiment with Recurium more, or just use it on himself so he lives forever? Who knows? I feel like there's a lot of different routes the series could take from here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the next arc, I said this earlier, and probably not going to happen. I'm probably just it's probably copium speaking here, just because I want to see Blueberry Academy, but they go to Blueberry Academy because Terapagos is in a dormant state and they need to figure out how to get it back out. So they go there based on, I don't know. They just get word from the academy. They go there oh, you should go there. Maybe they'll help you. I don't know. Just a thought. Not to sound like a broken record, but yeah, that I agree with them been saying. Spinel might put Recurium in himself for reasons. Possibly. Maybe Spinel ends up affecting 100% Zygarde on Recurium. That sounds scary. You know what? I was going to say Zygarde at 100% is super strong. And then you got Recurium on top of that. That would make it incredibly dangerous, dude. And it just goes wild. Yeah, the Pokemon world would never be the same again. Honestly, this plot is very predictable, which could either be really good or really bad. Yeah, that's the only thing about this. It's pretty clear that, Spinel was going to betray Gibeon. It's been kind of hinted at. Like I said in my video, it's been hinted at as early as episode 16. And then, of course, him potentially injecting Recurium into him, and, yeah. The only thing, my only gripe with all this really is Recurium itself. And, what is this stuff? Can we get some more context as to what it is and where, what it is exactly? Because it just feels oh, in this random, Pokemon Paradise, there just happens to be, a dangerous secret. Because this stuff literally, if it breaks out, could literally, destroy the world. I feel like we need a little bit more on that. Kind of a big deal, Maybe Spinel ends up affecting... Okay, yep, I read that already. Do you think on Pokemon Day they will reveal the poster arc for Arc 5 for Horizons? I kind of have a hard time seeing that. Just because it's more... that Pokemon Day, that's more of a worldwide broadcast. So, I do have a few things, because, I mentioned this in my previous stream. When they put out the calendar for this month, Pokemon Day was in Sparkles. So, February 27th. I went back and looked at the calendar from last year, and on Pokemon Day that year, there were no Sparkles. So, I might be looking into it, but I feel like that implies we might get some sort of a Horizons announcement. I'll be honest with you, and it's probably a stretch here, but I would not be surprised if the announcement is a movie. That would be cool. I feel like they threw that on there for a reason, to kind of just be on the lookout for that. But for all we know, I'd be oh, hey, Horizon's in the next batch of episodes. Here's a preview. Yeah, you see that? It's Liko versus, her grandma in the dub. That's what we wanted to show you. I hope that's not the case. I kind of feel like they're just going to do that. It should be something more special, if you know what I mean. Or it could be the return of a beloved character. Cameron. You guys wanted to see Cameron, right? The greatest character from Unova. He brought 5 Pokemon to a 6v6 battle. What a genius. Anyways, yeah. I feel like that's a strong possibility. The movie would be really cool. I mean, I don't expect movies to be like a thing every year, like ever again. Obviously, that they can't do it. Anyways, any chance Rayquaza Mega Evolving, considering ZA will be reintroducing Megas? No idea. The question is are we going to get like some ZA representation in the anime? I just stay skeptical because of Arceus and how it was like not really done well in those special episodes in the prior series. But I feel like ZA has probably more potential since it more than likely takes place in the present, but who knows. This feels basically like a virus fungus infection. Yeah. If they announce a Horizons movie, I will lose my freaking mind. Me too, buddy. You think maybe Ash will return? I don't want Ash to return. Well, if Ash is going to return, I've said this before, it should be in a movie. I kind of want Horizons to be Horizon, like the actual main series, to just stick to the main plot and the main characters here. Because I've said before, and I made my video last year on this, they bring back Ash in the main series, he's going to completely steal the show. And nobody's going to care about any of the characters. And what if he only shows up for an episode or two and then leaves? I think people are not going to like that. So I feel like him coming back is a major risk. So in my opinion, movie's the best route to go. It won't affect the main plot of the series, and you can, write it in a way that works. I want a Legend ZA representation. I mean, I'm going to just say this right now. We need to, actually learn more about ZA before we can kind of speculate on what the anime could do with it. I imagine Ash in the Horizon movie, yeah. I think we will see the legendary quartet in this series. I don't know. So we get a movie. Please re-release it in theaters. I would absolutely do whatever I could to watch in theaters. The last few that we did have, they showed it in theaters, but it was more on like a limited time kind of scale. That's what they kind of did. That's what they did for a lot of anime movies during the 2010s. And then for Secrets of the Jungle, they did that as well. But I guess anime is a little bit more mainstream now, specifically after the Demon Slayer movie kind of did extremely well. And several other subsequent anime movies beyond that have kind of gotten full theatrical releases. So maybe that could work for Pokemon, but I worry that with Horizons it doesn't have the same appeal as the older Pokemon movies. I'm not trying to diss Horizons or anything, but if Ash came back and was a star along with Liko and Roy, that might be enough to sell it, but I don't know. I feel like they'd at least do a limited time run for it. Do you think Pokemon movies are dead? Well, they kinda are, but obviously it kinda got, affected by the scheduling. That kinda was becoming problematic during the time that the last Pokemon movie ever was, being released on. They did Pokemon movies that came out every summer in Japan. They did that consecutively since 1999, 1998. Whenever it started in Japan. I think it was 98. I don't recall there ever being a break year. So they were consistently doing that along with the series. And they did that for over 20 years. That's crazy. But yeah, I think with all the stuff that went on in 2020, it kind of caught up to their schedule. Not to mention the last few movies after I Choose You kind of started to tank at the box office. Even before I Choose You, the Pokemon movies were not doing super well at the Japanese box office. I know the last X and Y movie did not perform particularly well. I think I Choose You was kind of like the shot in the arm the series needed, but then it kind of just went back down, unfortunately. I feel like if we do a movie, it's going to be more sporadic going forward. I wouldn't expect it every year anymore. But I would like at least one Horizons movie. That would be, one thing I would like. That's why I'm saying, again, the calendar... I might make a video on this. Who knows? But the calendar having sparkles around Pokemon Day versus last year not having sparkles... I don't know. I feel like they did that for a reason. I hope it's not. Again, we're announcing, more dub episodes for Horizons. Look at them in Kitakami now. Isn't that great, guys? You can hear Carmen for the first time in the dub. I think that would be a good way to announce that, but for all we know, it could be a thing oh, Liko and Roy are coming to Pokemon Masters, yay! That's the only thing about about Pokemon Day. It's cool, but the Pokemon Presents, it's gonna be majority mobile updates. That's the thing that kind of just is oh yay, you got your Pokemon Go. Look at this. Pokemon Go update, oh, Pokemon Masters update, oh, Pokemon Unite update, Pokemon Sleep update, Pokemon Cafe Remix update. And that's the majority of it. And oh yeah, by the way, Legends EA, finally, here's some gameplay footage. It only took 1 year. Which is, in my opinion, that's a good thing. Hopefully this is a sign that the series is going to actually spend more time on their games and not push them out in incomplete states. Cough cough, Scarlet and Violet, cough cough. Hope so. But yeah, I might, like I said, I might make a video about it. I've been on the fence about making a video because I don't want to make a video and then it's nothing. It's oh, we're doing a collaboration with Pokemon Masters. We're bringing Liko and Roy into the game. We did this with Ash and Team Rocket. Now we're doing it with Liko and Roy. They somehow ended up on whatever that place is in the game. Can't remember what it's called now, because I stopped playing Masters. But here they are in Masters now. Masters EX, excuse me. So, yeah. Passio, yeah. Yeah, I stopped playing her Masters. I kind of just got bored of it. I essentially completed the game, so now it's oh, we got a new event. This character's got a new skin. That's what I'm saying. I hope that's I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the announcement. I think the announcement should be a movie. That would be a complete surprise, and I think people would be excited for it. So, I know I kind of went on a little bit of a tirade there. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. For all we know, it's nothing. Could be me just looking into it, but I don't know. I just feel like last year they didn't have sparkles, and I think the only thing we got last year was it was a thing for Horizons, because like it was just coming out on Netflix like roughly around this time a year ago. So I think they did something there. I'll have to go back and check. We didn't get a Pokemon Presents in August, which I thought was kind of interesting. We usually get 2 a year. That's been the norm for a little while. But yeah, I know we had the hack back in October, so that definitely impacted them a bit. So I do think that also had an effect on, like, you know, showing off ZA too. But yeah, I just hope for the best. That's all I can do, right? Anyways, I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent there, so you guys got anything else for me? It's 45 minutes into the stream. This is the second time we saw Charcadet in the anime. Yep. Technically, this was in flashback form, but yep. By the way, what's up, Fresh Hook Robot? Welcome in. How are you doing? Honestly, them being so quiet about ZA even before the leak bothers me. I don't think it really bothers me so much. I feel like it's for the best, honestly. Because, like, the thing about it is, like, for a lot of their games, they've kind of spoiled a lot of it, in my opinion. Like, they'll be like, hey, look at this new feature that could have been a complete surprise. But then you're like, oh, well, I already... Because, like, I think it was Sun and Moon, that whole cycle. Before the game even came out, I'm like, I pretty much know everything about this game besides, like, some plot details. So I'm like, when I went through the game, I'm like, none of this is a surprise anymore. But I think they've kind of reached a point where they kind of need to, like, you know, focus on the games, not put out so much stuff in a short amount of time. That way we can kind of, like, get a grasp on the quality of the series again and actually, you know, have some decent quality games. I've kind of been, especially this last game, I'm kind of just been a little bit dismayed by it, so hopefully things go in a better direction. That's all I want. By the way, hey, look at the music we got in the background. A lo-fi remix of Eternal Forest. One of my favorite OSTs in Pokemon. You probably heard it like a billion times on my discussion videos, by the way. Because I like to use it over and over again. Anyways, back on track. Do you think that the August of this year they will reveal Gen 10? I don't know. I feel like the reveal for Gen 10 would be probably, like, on Pokemon Day. I mean, I don't want Gen 10 this year. I think this year should be ZA. We should do ZA this year. Gen 10 we can wait, like, another year. Polish it out, and then, you know, release it, and hopefully Gen 10, you know, learns from past mistakes. Because I kind of want to return to form for the series. Like, the Pokemon main series games desperately need it. The first was in episode 57, which was a couple months ago. Yep, that was like... Yeah. That was back in the summer last year. But this time, Charcadet was with young Amethio, and would they become Cerulege? Yep. I would like to have Armarouge versus Amethio Cerulege. You know, at this point, I feel like if anyone's going to have an Armarouge, it might be Spinel. Because the two of them are rivals, and it would make sense. But hey, who knows? That'd be fire. Well... I don't know. I'm just chilling to the Eternal Forest lo-fi remix over here. It would be nice to have a mystery dungeon game with Paldean Pokemon. I think Nick would appreciate that. I don't know if he's listening in. He's probably working right now, but he's someone that would probably like a new mystery dungeon game. I never got into Mystery Dungeon, but I heard it's good. I just know Nick wants a new one. They were my favorite spinoff. I see. I never got to play Coliseum. I always wanted to play that one. They should bring back Pokepark games. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. You know what they're probably, you know... What was that mini-series they had on Netflix, the Pokemon... I forget what it was called. It was, like, set in, like, that, like, tropical, like, location, or, like, resort place. They said they were working on, like, a season 2. I'll be honest with you, I'm expecting that to be shown off, in the Pokemon Presents. I would not be surprised. Because that was announced, like, a year ago, so I would... They're probably getting ready to probably, run a season 2 of that. Which was... The first one was only a couple episodes. I hate when I run out of stuff to say. You're good, Pokefan. If you don't have anything to say, it's fine. You know, just chill. Just, you know, see what everyone else in the chat's saying. You can either respond to them or, you know, just hang out. It's okay. We're pretty decently far into the stream, too, so... We still got 12 people here. What's up, y'all? If there's 12 of you, can we get some more likes up in here? Can we get to 10 likes? We're at 6. I need 4 more. Can we do it? Also, remember, if you haven't, vote in the poll. Got 15 votes so far. Dang, 15. And it seems like people really like this episode, because as of right now, 80% for 10-9 and 20% for 8-7. Nothing below that. Nice, guys. They could do all that to get more time to prepare for future mainline games. Yeah, again, I don't like to go on about it, but I do not want Gen 10 this year. This year needs to be ZA focus. Put out ZA, focus on that. Do like not necessarily like DLC or expansions or whatever, but like you can also add certain things to the game. They did a little bit with Arceus, so they didn't do enough with Arceus in my opinion. So like focus on ZA, and you know, take your time, and then when we get to 2026. Then we can do Gen 10. It would make sense, too, because that'll be 30th anniversary. Feels like the right time to do it, in my opinion. Do you think we will get a Legends ZA miniseries on YouTube? I feel like there's a good chance. They did that with, they've done that for the last few generations. Remember Pokemon Evolutions? You know, and then that was going in the Sun and Moon. And before that, we had the Pokemon Origins, Pokemon Evolutions. Oh, no, not Evolutions. Pokemon Generations, excuse me. That's what it was. Evolutions was later. They did Evolutions. That was like 2 years ago, I think. 2 or 3 years ago. Two, 3, 4 years ago, something like that. We got the Galarian, the Twilight Wings series, which Twilight Wings was pretty good. And then we had those 3 episodes for Legends Arceus. I would like more than just 3 episodes, though. If you're gonna do a mini-series, I feel like you could, like, get maybe, like, 7 or 8 episodes out of it, at least. Because with the Hisuian Snow one, it was only 3 episodes, and I'm like... By the time I got to the end of it, I'm like, do I need to care about these characters? Because, like, this was so short-lived, I just don't care. I don't know, I feel like there could have been more done. Twilight Wings was better. The studio, though, that they got for those 2 projects, I think, were really good, though. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'd like a little bit more than 3 episodes. If he inched closer to 8 episodes, I feel like that'd be good. Like Twilight Wings, I think, was 8 episodes. Hopefully, I would hope it would be as good as History of Snow. Yep. I cried when I heard Amethio's backstory. Do you watch Zatoshi? Oh, Lumio, Stranger's Act. Now always goes by Satoshi nowadays. What's up, Steven? I do watch him. I haven't watched him as much as I used to, but I do watch him from time to time. He's pretty cool. I wish we got Legends Ho-Oh and Legends Toledo, but Legends ZA is good enough. I kind of want like a Legends series in Unova. Or a Legends series in Alola. That'd be cool. Yo! Fresh Hook Robot, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. We got History and Snow and Paldean Winds. Yeah, Paldean Winds was the other one. Paldean Winds was okay. Do like 10 episodes for the miniseries. I think Paldean Winds was 4 episodes. Oh my lord, sorry I was having some deals to attend. I'm so late. No, you're good. You're good, Iono. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. No need to apologize, you know. If you can make it, that's cool. If you can't, it's okay. I always keep the streams up anyway, so you feel free to go back and rewatch, but yeah. You're good. You're good. I'm glad you're in. Better late than never, right? Have you heard of Pokéfurlax? Yeah. I don't watch him as much as, like, Zatoshi. But I do kind of want to check out some of his stuff, because he had a good video that I wanted to check out the other week. Think about it, we got Paradox forms for the Swords of Justice and Legendary Beasts. All except Ho-Oh and Kaledo. Oh, that's a good point. So either they're saving their Paradox forms for 7-star raids or Legends games. I don't know about 7-star raids. I'm pretty sure the book on Scarlet and Violet is closed now. But we'll see about Legends game. I don't know about Paradox forms. I feel like Paradox forms are kind of done for now. Whatever the gimmick is going to be in Gen 10. We'll see what they come up with. Honestly, I'm so sick of the over-dramatized titles on videos. Meanwhile, Mitchell's keeping things real. So thank you. Yeah. I don't want to kind of go out and just be like, I'm going to call out, you know, X, like, creator. But, like, I don't really care for, like, oh my gosh, Pokemon Horizons just broke the internet. It just caused everyone to cry. It caused, like, everyone to get angry. Everyone broke their TVs over this episode, you know? Like, I don't want to, like, make fun of people for that. Like, you can do what you want, but, like, those type of episode titles I try to stray away from. Maybe it does hurt me in the algorithm. Maybe, it will cause less people to show up to my videos and stuff, but like I just prefer it to be like more chill. Look, I've been through the whole thing. People have gotten mad at me over some of my titles in the past, so I try to keep it more in line with what the episode's about. Like, hey, if Amethio caught a new Pokemon, that's what the title is going to be. Amethio catches something, or XXX, some Pokemon. Amethio catches a Zygarde cell. What? Instead of, you know, Amethio's backstory just broke everyone into tears. Everyone's crying now. I cried, you cried. Non-Pokemon fans even cried. Thanks for the hearts, by the way. Not sure who's doing that, but thank you. You are awesome. Paradox forms are ancient and future relatives of existing Pokemon. Yep. But hey, I'll share my thoughts about the episode briefly. I like this episode, especially since we saw Amethio's backstory. A bit sad, yet great. I was more storytelling heavy episode. Yep. Got that lore. We got Gibeon's side of the story. We pretty much got told that Spinel is going to betray Gibeon. The whole the whole discussion with cells and stuff, and Zygarde kind of being, kind of like in a small relation to it as well. I thought was pretty interesting. That's why Zygarde is his partner. I don't know. This one's a good one, in my opinion. Do you consider Paradox Pokemon as a gimmick, like the Ultra Beast? It pretty much is kind of like the same thing, really. Kind of like the Ultra Beasts have their kind of names. The Paradox Pokemon are kind of in their kind of category too. Actually, they're AU Dimensions Pokemon who are separate species from two separate worlds. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much like the Ultra Beast, and like, yeah, Paradox Pokemon essentially fall into that as well. It's been, he is really going to betray Gibeon. Would be interesting to see what he will do with the Recurium. Yeah. We gotta see what this dude Spinel is up to. What's he plotting? Like I said in my video I made the other day, I feel like I was kind of onto something with some things. I had a feeling that Spinel was going to take an interest in Recurium and probably want more of it. And I guarantee you, when like the kids are facing off against Gibeon, Spinel's going to be left to his own. He's going to just sneak off and get the Recurium. Hopefully Freed can do something about it. If not, then something bad's going to happen. Paradox Pokemon are beings from another world? Yep. It's the calm before the storm. Yeah, these episodes definitely are the calm before the storm. Specifically next week's episode. You could tell that it is very much a chill episode. It's like the episode with when Mighty G got introduced. Like that was the calm before like the storm, which was the last like 3-ish episodes of the Shining Terapagos arc. All Pokemon professors studied the gimmick of their region. Yep. Rowan studies evolution, since a lot of Pokemon got evolutions in Gen 4. Elm studies breeding, since breeding brought baby Pokemon. I see. Makes sense. Do you think the Kalos starters will get Mega and Legend ZA? I don't know. Whoever the starters are going to be, I imagine they're going to do the same thing they did in like Arceus, where they're gonna have like, different like final evolutions compared to, the originals. I feel like that might be, well, not might, it probably will be the route we're taking. Imagine Spinel cooks a giant Recurium dish, then he gets it denied by Gordon Ramsay, and immediately overloads him with Recurium after, because it's Spinel. What are you? An idiot sandwiched? An idiot sandwiched. I think that was a lo-fi remix of Sonic. I feel stupid for not realizing that until now. Chill Zone Act 2, love it. Oh, it's Sonic and Chill. That's what we were listening to. Sorry guys, distracted by lo-fi. Oh yeah, about Freed. I have a feeling that if the theory that Liko, Roy, and Dot will have to retreat, they will have to leave Captain Pikachu here, so Freed would have to catch another Mon to return. You know what would be a crazy twist? What if Freed actually gets stuck in Rikua and that the rest of the series is us having to work our way back to try and save him? Now that would be a twist. I don't think we're going to go that route, but who knows. The only way I see Freed betraying them is if he gets like exposed to the Recurium and it causes him to go mad. And he completely just, becomes like Gibeon and it's just like, oh, the Recurium is great! And maybe Captain Pikachu has to snap him out of it. Imagine if Spinel eats Requiem and transforms into a giant monster and continues to eat Requiem and it kills someone, maybe. That would be different. I don't see that happening, though. I think that Spinel is just like, if he does inject the Requiem, he is gonna probably lose his mind, and he's gonna be like, okay, everybody needs to know about this Requiem. Time to just drop it all over the place. Kanto, here's some Requiem for you. Johto, here's some Requiem for you. Hoenn, have some Requiem. Sinnoh, Unova, the list goes on. Y'all get Requiem. You get some Requiem. Everyone gets Requiem. Sanic. The anime is becoming more mature. Yeah. I mean, it's still in the realms of, like, being still a kid series, but, like, it definitely is a more serious story than what you get in your typical Pokemon anime, though. There's also implications that, like, what could happen could result in the end of the world, but then again, we kind of did that with X and Y with the Team Flare arc. The world was literally going to end if, like, Lysander got his way there. People in Discord have been predicting the Freed getting stuck in Rakua and the kids having to save him from save him on Discord. Sorry, just trying to figure out what you meant there. Literally feels like there's not one idea people haven't already thought of. Yeah, we'll see what the series is gonna do. The fun part is speculating what exactly is gonna happen. It's pretty clear that something's going to happen here. This is obviously not the final arc of Horizons. We're probably gonna be heading our way towards the end, though, after whatever happens here. This is gonna be like the changing point of the series. Oh, sweet. Chrono Cross music. So, yeah, or mentioned. Yep. But so, do you like Spinel in terms of an antagonist? Would you like to know his backstory, too? Yeah, I actually kind of like Spinel. He's not my favorite explorer. That goes to Sango. But we got a little bit more details on him in this episode. We know that he... previously, before becoming part of the Explorers, he was just a researcher there. It would be cool to get, like, a backstory. Like, I might be making a video on this, but, like, a critique I do have for, like, the Explorers is that, besides, obviously, Amethio here, and then, like, the little crumbs we got with Spinel here, we don't really know why, like, the others, like, really joined the Explorers. Like, why is Sango, Onyx, Agate, and Agate here, you know? Like, what motivated them to join the Explorers? Like, what do they... Like, Amethio didn't know the whole truth about everything. So, like, what... Like, why did they join? What do they get out of all of this? It'd be cool if, like, all the characters got, like, some sort of backstory. Like, why they joined the Explorers. Doesn't have to be, like, super long and detailed, but at least it would give us, like, a reason why they're here, you know? We know that Hamber trained all of them, except for Spinel. So that was a little bit of a hint that we got about, how they come into the Explorers, but, like, I kind of need a little bit more. I'm making some fan-made Pokemon on my channel. I'm gonna post them on... I'll be right back. You're good. And do you think we will see Zygarde full form in Pokemon Horizons? We might. That'd be cool. I like basically every character in Horizons with Spinel. Love at first sight. I see. Guess we'll see what happens to him in the end. It's gonna all depend on what his evil plot is. Mel Ribbon Claw. Hey, what's going on? Welcome in. Amethio's backstory is deep. A little bit. A little bit of a tragic backstory with him losing his mother at a young age. Honestly, I feel like Spin will only join the Exceed company purely because he thought, before even knowing about it, maybe this Requiem or whatever it is could help me with this secret goal I have in mind. Could be, like, a backstory for him would be great. Maybe he joins there and he becomes intrigued, and that's when he's just like, oh, well, maybe this, maybe I'll get what I want out of this now, you know? Oh, wow, we got 15 people here. What's up, everyone? If you're new here, you should totally hit that like button and vote in the poll. Let's try to get to 10 likes before the stream ends. Would really appreciate it. Because if we have like 11 people here, there should be at least 10 likes, I'd say. Please and thanks. What's the poll looking like now? Yep, still not a single vote under like 8-7. So that tells me that people like this episode. Some kind of village thinks Liko is wrong. Are you talking about the next episode? The whole point of the next episode is that they go to that village and they're like, oh, the Black Rayquaza, that's a bad omen. Which that, to me, I feel like that's kind of a, yeah, yes, next episode, gotcha. I kind of feel like that, like the whole bad omen thing, I feel like that kind of further hints that something is going to go down in Rakua, and that's not going to be good. I could see Spinel having been geared in the Pessy because has been fired because of unethical practices, and either Exceed is allowing him to do this for research or he can do it in secret without suspicion. You're good, Pokefan. Yeah, who knows? I just want to know more about him. But it's clear that he's got some protection there at Exceed. They tried to get into like his information and they just took them and locked them in a warehouse. Liko's family wasn't wrong. Yeah, they kind of have the right idea about things. It's clear that Amethio's got a warped version of what Gibeon wants out of all of this. He probably thinks that like there's something with the Requiem that might actually, you know, be great or grand. Though Amethio's already been exposed to the fact that it does cause problems with Pokemon, considering it was used on Umbreon, so he just wants to save his grandfather and, you know, continue his ambition. But it's clear that Amethio didn't really understand that, so I feel like in the end he's gonna finally like turn over and officially become a good person. At the end of the series, though, they've kind of established that he's not a bad person, so yeah. Him and, you know, Zerk and Konya will be redeemed. Liko, Roy, and Dot should go on a training arc. I mean, we kind of did that already with Terrestrial Debut, though. The whole point of that arc was literally for the three characters to actually get stronger. You know, get their Terra Orbs and stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, we get an evolution here with, like, Meowscarter or something like that, but it's all going to be dependent on, you know, how things go down here at the end of Rayquaza Rising. This is a really cool, Cosmo Canyon lo-fi remix, though. Love it. The village having beef with Liko's family can be stopped. The village is having beef with Liko's family. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means, though. I'm back, just posted it. Gotcha. To get full teams of 6. I kind of feel like them having full teams of 6 is kind of not going to happen, though. I mean, if the series is more than halfway over, I kind of doubt that we're going to get more than, like, one more Pokemon for, like, Roy and Dot. That's probably, like, wishful thinking, though. And even then, their second Pokemon need better treatment before that should happen. Technically, Liko has 3 Pokemon. I guess Roy, if he gets Rayquaza, would have 3. And who knows for Dot. The village can't hate forever. I doubt they're having beef with the family. It seems like they just really against Shiny Rayquaza. That's what I think too. I just think that they find it to be a bad omen. They said that's a sign. I just feel like the whole bad omen thing is kind of a sign that, like, things are gonna go wrong in Rakua. That's what I feel like the implication is. The anime hates catches. Well, it's kind of more of a... It's not as much of a focus this time around. And even then, again, their second Pokemon need better treatment before we actually get more captures, in my opinion. I guess technically Terapagos is the main star here, so he's kind of had a decent amount of focus, enough before Liko caught it, so it's already got its focus. How about 4? That's definitely better. I'm just not sure. I'd say, like, at most we could expect maybe 3. Would be my guess. Hey, look! Another Pokemon Lo-Fi remix. That's a good one, too, isn't it? Goldenrod? Yep, Goldenrod City. I thought so. I would have accepted any missed catches if Liko caught Charcadet. Maybe by the end the village will forgive Liko. I don't know. Next episode kind of seems like a more of a chill episode. I don't think the next episode is, like, super serious, besides, like, maybe the whole bad omen thing being like a sign that something's gonna happen in Rakua. Technically, Floragato is the second capture. I get what you're saying by that. I mean, we didn't know that Terapagos was in the pendant, but Liko didn't catch Terapagos at the same time. So, I'd still say that Floragato Sprigatito was the first capture, and it wasn't really even a capture. It's kind of more of like a given, which is usually how the games go. It's like, oh, here's here 10. Here's a Pokemon. Choose between fire, grass, fire, and water. So technically, her first capture was a Tenna. And then, you know, Terapagos followed. But yeah, I see what you means. Terapagos has just been a pendant for a while. Remember when this series first started out and they're like, oh yeah, Liko has this pendant. It's a special pendant. You might want to pay attention to it. Little did we know that it was a Terapagos all along. And at the time when Terapagos got revealed in the series, that was before, like, it actually got shown off in that form, like, at all. So that was kind of neat. Definitely a tease for the Indigo Disc. Yeah, we've been going on for an hour, almost an hour and 20 minutes. I lost track of time. So, we kind of reached the point where we're kind of, you know, usually kind of wrapping things up, but I'll stick around as long as you guys want to. We got like 13 people here. So, I'll chill until, you know, I'll chill for a little bit, then I'll probably need to get lunch at some point. Remember when everyone thought it was a pre-evolution? Yep. I remember. People thought it was a different Pokemon, too. I just hope we get Armarouge Yeah, people have been wanting that for a while. It's just like I don't know if it's gonna happen though. And I feel like at this point, if any character is gonna have it, it would have to be Spinel, since like Amethio is like more directly opposing Spinel than anyone else now. The anime seem to either hate it or saving it for something big. I guess we'll see. I am really curious to see how things end up here in Rakua, though. I want to see if my theory that like the Explorers is going to be split into two, if that comes true. If it does come true, I'm going to be like, yep, I called it. But, yeah. We'll see. I feel like this is kind of a moment where we'd be like, oh, this is the end of the series, clearly, but then, you know, a plot twist happens, and then, boom, we have to, like, you know, save the world or something. It's kind of like in Final Fantasy VI, they did something similar, where we go to, like, what you think, based on where the events in the game were going, like, oh, this is clearly, you know, leading to the end, and then, like, oh, the catastrophe happens, and then, you know, you gotta regroup in a year, and then try and, save the world a second time. Could be kind of what's going on here. I don't think anything super crazy is going to happen, but I do feel like there's going to be like something major going down here that's going to affect the series moving forward. The plot's going to shift officially. Let's go. Wait, we got to save the world, guys. Spinel has the flying alien. Wouldn't it be weird to have two psychic types? I mean, I guess it fits him, though. Who knows? There's someone on Discord who absolutely despises the idea of anyone, specifically Liko, getting armors, because just because Amethio has the opposite one doesn't mean we need to see another. Yeah, I don't think it's really that big. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, you know, whatever. But I'm just saying, at this point, if anyone's gonna have it, it should be Spinel. Since, you know, Spinel is basically, you know, Amethio's main nemesis, so it would make sense. Well, then, they want Liko to get an Eevee because she's a girl. I don't want that. I don't think anyone needs an Eevee this time around. Let's go a series without a character getting an Eevee. Can we do that, please, and thanks? I don't want to see another character with an Eevee again unless we get like a new like typing for one. That's what I see in the most armors hate to say. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted by family means. Do you think... No, you're good. No, you're good. Don't worry. No worries here. Do you think Liko will actually get an Armarouge? It's kind of hard to say at this point. I know people wanted it, but I have a hard time seeing it at this point in the series. That's what I want. I mean, we already have Spinel with Umbreon, so technically mission failed. We couldn't get one series without a character with an Eevee. I mean, I guess if you... I see your point. But I'm talking about mainly, like, the main cast of characters. I mean, in Sun and Moon, you know, Gladion had an Umbreon too, so technically we had two characters with Eevees. Or an evolution of some kind. So there's that. Yeah. And then we had a certain Eevee in the previous series that didn't know what it wanted to do, and it never really got fully fleshed out either, so... Yeah. We kind of moved on from that, though. Nobody mentioned it, so I will Rayquaza jump scare. Yeah, that was a funny moment where I just showed up and like looked at them. I'm like, you know, if Rayquaza really wanted to, he could have just blasted them right there and ended it for them all. If it really wanted to, that would have been it for them. That was a death stare if I've ever seen one. I was like, oh, you thought you beat me, huh? Down you go. I wish I could gently persuade the anime writers to give Liko Charcadet. Yeah, I don't think they're like on social media at all. And honestly, probably for the best considering what people have done in the past. Oh, I see. Yeah. I know what it was like during the X and Y days. I know how certain people were unhinged on social media back then. Yeah, I was thinking, imagine if it wasn't on their side and it was just a random wild one and blasted them. Yeah, exactly. You see my point. Once again, I just want to mention, we're about almost an hour and a half into the stream. Just remember, if you haven't already, like the stream, vote in the poll. Got 24 votes. We bumped up since the last time I checked. Oh my gosh. But we're sitting at 7 likes right now. Can we get to like 10, please? And thanks. Looks like the Rise and Volt tacklers are going down again. Oh, psh. Nope. Looks like the Rise and Volt tacklers are never like gonna be seen again. Morbid ending. Okay, guys. We're almost an hour and a half into the stream now. It's almost 1:30 where I'm at. So, time rocket joke. Yep. You guys got anything else for me today? Before we wrap things up here? I'm gonna go. If you want to, you can see my posts on the new Pokemon designs. I'll check it out sometime when I get a chance. I kind of got a few things to take care of today after the stream, so we'll see if I have time. I'm gonna go if you want. I already read that, sorry. Well, I'm gonna go eat lunch. Alright, Pokefan, have a good lunch. It's always a pleasure. We'll see ya next week for next week's discussion. It's real good. I'll check it out sometime. Okay, does anyone else have anything before you kind of end things off here? Anything at all? I'll give you guys like another minute. Nice, Twilight Princess music. Just one more minute. As I wait here, I'm just gonna chill to the lo-fi beats. Some good stuff playing. Alright. Alrighty, I think we're gonna go ahead and end things off here, so it's been a fun stream like always, but yep. We'll just wrap things up here. I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll. We got 24 votes, which was really good. 10-9 won. Overwhelmingly, 71% of the votes. So that's cool. Yeah. I'd say this episode's a solid 9, in my opinion. A really good episode for Amethio. Really good information. Really much like a very dialogue-heavy episode. Very important to watch for like what's coming in the future. So, and for Amethio's character, and for Gibeon, and for Spinel, and everything. So, yeah, definitely. I would definitely say watch this episode. Watch it with subs. Definitely a good one. Alright, anyways, guys, that's all I got for today's stream. So, next week we're going to kind of just... I think it's going to be more of a chill week next week. I might actually put out a video. There's a video that I kind of briefly talked about in today's stream. Just very briefly about the admins and kind of a critique I have about them lacking, like, their backstories and stuff. I might make a video on that this upcoming week. We'll see. And I also might make a video about what we might potentially expect for Pokemon Horizons on the Pokemon Presents on Pokemon Day, February 27th. We'll see. Anyways, I think all I got. Well, hopefully the PSN is restored by Tuesday. I'm probably gonna stream Genshin on Tuesday night since the new update's out. There's a rumored state of play, but I guess if their network's down, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But if they do have one, I'll probably do a reaction to it as long as it's, after work hours. And then obviously we'll be doing the Horizon stream for episode 84 next Saturday, same time as always. But anyways, for today's stream, we're going to wrap things up here. So if you're still here, thank you so much for joining. I think there's one more like. We'll get to 10 likes, but maybe that'll happen post-stream. But anyways, if you're still here, thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a great rest of the day, the rest of the weekend. Enjoy your time off if you're off. And yeah, have a good day or night, River Rat, and I will see you all later. Bye now, everyone. Wow, Fizz, you just had to show up at the end. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But anyways, I'm wrapping up today's stream. So, I'll redo this. Have a good day or night, River Rat, and I will see you all later. Bye now. Bye for real this time.